Hey, I'm Randy Pierson, Vice President of Life and Annuities at Gordon Marketing, and today on this episode of Selling Life and Annuities, I've got Kevin Harman, one of our top life and annuity marketers, and we're going to be talking about something that's kind of a forgotten art. It's certainly a forgotten tool or technique in growing agents' business, and that's policy reviews. Stay tuned. All right, Kevin, so agents conducting policy reviews, right? I mean, it seems to me hardly anybody does that anymore.
That's right.
How can we help facilitate that?
Well, it's very important, I think, for every agent that has clients to ask for the business. Ask, when's the last time that you had your policy review? Those 10 simple words, rather, are something I think is a lost art. And I think right now, with markets being at an all-time high, it's very, very important for that agent to ask those simple questions.
Yeah, so it's really about just having that conversation.
That's exactly right.
And suggesting that, right? You know, it's funny that we're doing a video on this subject matter. Just recently, I was reading an online LIMRA study talking about how most American consumers out there that own a life insurance policy have never seen their agent since the day they delivered that contract, right? I mean, it's disturbing. So what are some of the subject matters? What are some of the things that might come up in conversation during a policy review?
Well, in my years of experience that I've seen, it's amazing how many clients that bring in policies, again, by their agents asking them to bring policies, they're beneficiaries. Either they're deceased or they're divorced. And if that happens and that person passes away and leaves that beneficiary that asset, if they're deceased or divorced, they could either go to the estate or it goes to their ex-spouse, which is very alarming to leave a death benefit to their either estate or their divorced spouse.
Yeah, I can only imagine that if you really want to piss off your current wife, have your life insurance proceeds go to your ex-wife. You know, that kind of indicates that or suggests that over time, right? Over time, it's really important to review beneficiaries and other aspects of a life insurance policy. You know, one of the hottest selling products over the last 15 years or so has been indexed universal life. And I would have bet that reviewing those indexes is something important that should be done with clients during a policy review.
Absolutely. You're going to see a lot of investments that are either underperforming or maybe have changed the concepts of why I initially bought this to begin with. And so that's why it's important to have those reviews done on an annual basis, let alone for the life of the policy, because, you know, again, we're at all-time highs. Investment needs and objectives have changed with clients. And, you know, it's an easy story and an easy concept that needs to be done.
Yeah, good point. And certainly one of the reasons that consumers might purchase a life insurance policy is the tax advantages. And as we're certainly well aware, you know, tax laws change, seems like almost every year, and consumers' tax situation changes. Are there other reasons that I didn't mention that from a tax standpoint, it's important to do those policy reviews?
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, as I mentioned, investment objectives change for clients. And if you're at the end of a surrender charge, whether it be a life policy or an annuity policy, hey, we're always able to change this or exchange this, if you will, tax-free. If one product is better going forward for my investment objective that was in the past, again, a tax-free exchange is able to be done without the client paying any penalties whatsoever.
Yeah, tax-free exchanges, you know, it's something that certainly hardly any consumer is aware that they can do that, and a lot of agents aren't familiar with how to conduct that process. So how can we help them in that, right? Creating advantages for clients. What are some of the things that we can do to facilitate the process?
Well, one thing that I always ask is give us an opportunity at Gordon Marketing, whether it be a final expense policy, a life policy, or an annuity policy. Call us, let us know what we can do as far as getting in front of the client. We will go ahead and run numerous amounts of illustrations to fit that client's new objectives and needs. And you know, the last thing I'm going to say is when you initiate that exchange, Mr. Agent, guess what? You get paid again. And isn't that what we're all here for, as far as not only helping the client, but helping yourself as well?
Yeah, generally speaking, agents don't like to work for free.
Correct.
Right? So, well, listen, if you're an advisor out there, if you're an agent and you're looking ways to grow your business, policy reviews is certainly something you need to be incorporating, and we've got the tools and the assistance and the training to support that endeavor. So reach out to Kevin, reach out to myself. We're happy to help you. But for now, this episode of Selling Life and Annuities has come to an end. I want to thank you for watching. Please do me a favor and click subscribe at the bottom of this video and the notification bell so that every time we come out with new content, you'll be sure to watch. Happy selling!